Hello, it is Reene here. Today I'm going to be doing my April TBR. So for April, I am going to be carrying along my books that I haven't been able to read in March over in April, and since I am filming this on the 5th of April, I have already missed Raedathon. I was really busy on that day, so it is a shame, but I did manage to catch a little bit of the live. Anyway, getting straight into the April TBR. I don't think there are any readathons I am participating this month, so let's get started. First one is a book that I am carrying on from March, which is When Love Comes Along by Elaine Coffman. Now, I got this in a charity shop for about 99p or is it £1, and this book is a historical romance book where I believe it is set in Scotland because it clearly says that Fletcher Ramsay is going to flee America into Scotland and he is going to get revenge. So this is about Fletcher Ramsay who has his birthright stolen, and he's going to flee America with his mum, and upon going to Scotland he meets Kathleen Lindsay, and she is a preacher's granddaughter, and they are going to cross paths and we are learning about their story. So I think the reason why this book is putting me off so much is because I don't know why. I am just not in the mood for this book, but I do have to say that the cover is very cute. Ooh, opens. Anyway, this is the first book in my April TBR. Second is a book that I've already started reading, but I am terribly confused. It is 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. So, what I've read recently, I am literally only at page 24, but I have to say it's taking me quite a while because the text is really tiny, and I am very much confused because I think this is about family connections and it has also magical realism thrown in there. I am just really confused at their names. Yeah, I'm just really confused because they have all the same name. But that's just me. I think I just get confused really easily. And also, so far what I've read, I kind of feel like the main character that we're following, he's kind of high all the time. I don't know, in a eccentric way, but yes. This book is about family connections and them discovering their little home of Mackinnon and them expanding otherwise, their generational family, and we follow along their storyline. This is a book that I've borrowed from my sister and I really intend to finish it. I also talked about this book with Shireen and she apparently DNF'd it, so intrigued as to why she DNF'd it, but I can see why. The next book is the last book that I am bringing over from March, which is Daddy's Gone Hunting by Penelope Mortimer, and I believe this is a feminist book where a daughter and a mother, they kind of have similar parallels in their life, where now the daughter Angela is now got accidentally pregnant and she is going to want to do abortion, and mother, which is Ruth, also went through the same story, but because they live in Victorian England, I do not believe abortion is allowed, so we follow the story there and their relationship between a mother and a daughter, and I'm quite intrigued after reading about that. However, I think this book is mostly told in dialogue and I'm not very much a fan of it, except for Jane Austen, because I am very much on a Jane Austen train right now. But yeah, so that's the story about this book, and this is the last book that I'm bringing over from March. And also, can I just show you like my lap, because they are just so cute. Look, they are sleeping together. I love it when they lean on you. They're so sweet. Anyway, this should be back a little bit higher. Okay. Back into the TBR. The next book I have is Nowhere But Here by Katie McCarry. And I got this years ago, I think in 2015, and I just haven't picked it up yet, and I think it's time. I think this is a YA contemporary, but it's quite a big YA contemporary because it's almost 500 pages. It is 483 pages. It is quite a chunker for a contemporary. Oops, sorry, I just kicked the camera. This book is about Emily, and she has everything except she is adopted and she wants to know more of her biological father. And upon visiting him, she meets a guy called Oz, and through him, she is going to discover more of her family's deepest stories. So we're just following the love story. I think that, I guess the premise isn't as interesting as it sounds, so hoping to get to this book, and if I do not like the book, I am going to unhaul it because I've been holding on to it for far too long. The next book I am reading is Totto-Chan, The Little Girl at the Window by Tetsugo Kuroyonagi, and this is translated by Dorothy Britton. Breton. And this story is about a little girl. I'm just going to read the synopsis. This engaging series of childhood recollections tells about an ideal school in Tokyo during World War II that combined learning with fun, freedom, and love. This unusual school had old railroad cars for classrooms, and it was run by an extraordinary man, its founder and headmaster, Sosaku Kobayashi, who was a firm believer in freedom of expression and activity. So this is also my sister's book. I have just been perusing her shelves and picking up all her books, so this is another book that I'm hoping to read. That is all I know about it from reading the synopsis, and yeah, I'm excited to read it, and also has a pink spine, so that's super cute. The next two books are books that I also picked up in a charity shop, and the first one is A Kiss in Time by Alex Flin, and I just looked up the cover on Goodreads, and there's this cover, and I thought that was a really much cuter cover than this. This looks, I don't know, at first when I picked this up I thought it was a vampire story, but it's not. Apparently it's a Sleeping Beauty retelling. I personally don't read much Sleeping Beauty retellings. I feel that most retellings are Beauty and the Beast, so I'm excited to see what this is about, and I'm just purely going into this book based on the fact that this is a Sleeping Beauty retelling, and I have no other idea on what this book is about. This is this book. Next book is The Unlikely Voyage of Jack the Crow by A.J. Mackinnon. I also picked this up in the charity shop, and this book is based on real life, so I believe this is kind of like a memoir on A.J. Mackinnon on his voyage on the boat called Jack the Crow. So he voyages through the River Severn and all the way to the north of Wales to the Black Sea, and they are just retelling the story of this voyage. I am not sure how I feel about this book because when I picked this up it sounded fascinating, but upon further inspection this has really tiny font and I'm not sure how to feel about that. Between this and Gabriel Garcia Marquez's book, I don't know, I feel like I have two very heavy books for the month of April, but I really want to get to these books because if not, I'm going to unhaul them, give it back to the charity shop, donate them, because I really want my bookshelves to reflect who I am. But yes, this is the next book. Next, I got this little bookshop. I got this little book from a little bookshop in London, and this is The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Graham. And I believe this is a classic, a middle grade classic, and it's very small, and this is also V&A edition with prints from William Morris, which I dearly love because I really like his prints. So I know absolutely nothing of it, but I believe that this would bring me a little bit more childish whimsy and fun to this otherwise really difficult April TBR. This is going to be a book that I am hoping to read. I have no idea what is it about, but I bought it because I like the cover, plainly so. This is the book. Next up is another book by my sisters. This is Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus by John Gray, Doctor. This is basically inspecting the ways between the relationships between men and women, and I am fascinated. Truly, I am fascinated because you just get to learn so much, I feel, and my sister said this was a pretty good book, so I am going based on that. On the synopsis it says, once upon a time, Martians and Venusians met, fell in love, and had their happy relationships because they respected and accepted their differences. Then they came to Earth and amnesia set in. They forgot they were from different planets. Based on years of successful counseling of couples and individuals, this book has helped many millions of couples transform their relationships. I mean, I'm not saying I have any problems with my relationship, but it's just fascinating to read, and I love non-fiction books like this. It's just fascinating. So this is the next book. My second last book on my April TBR is Strange to Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This is a very beloved series by Laini Taylor and I love this cover. I'm not really sure what this book is about, but I just know this is a beloved book, so I'm just going to be reading the synopsis. Laszlo Strange, war orphan and junior librarian, has been obsessed with the mythic lost city of Weep for as long as he can remember. But it would take someone bolder than he to cross half the world in search. Then a stunning opportunity presents itself in the person of a hero called the Godslayer and a brand of legendary warriors, and he has to seize his chance or lose his dream forever. What happened in Weep 200 years ago to cut it off from the rest of the world? What exactly did the Godslayer slay that went by the name of God? Answers await in Weep, but so do more mysteries, including a blue-skinned goddess who appears in Laszlo's dreams. How did he dream of her before he knew she existed? So I am really excited to read this book. I know this is a lot of people's favorites, although this is quite a chunker. This is 530 pages. Nothing that I can't read, but I have some big books in my April TBR. But yes, this is the second last book. The last book that I'm going to be reading, I've saved this for the last because I don't have a physical copy of it, is Emma by Jane Austen. I am already about 73% into the book because I am reading on Kindle, and I am very much enjoying it because I would like to get all of Jane Austen's novels read by this year. I am turning out to be a great fan of hers, and yes, that is the last book on my April TBR. What are your plans for April, and do you have any books that are similar to mine, or have you read any of these books? Which one should I prioritize? Please tell me in the comments below. So yes, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! So I wore special earrings today and I just wanted to show you because I really like it. So here I've got a moon earring and also this long dangly floral resin one. And then on this year, I'm also wearing the same one and I'm also wearing another moon earring. I really like it. So I'm going to try to take the thumbnail with both ears in sight. Or maybe just this. Okay, we'll see. It's hard because it's just... Okay, we'll see. Stacking up the books. I can finally put them away because they've been sitting on my couch for a while. Oh my god, I need to move my dog. Okay, puppy, excuse me, puppy. Okay, here we go. Let's hope I don't drop it on them. Yeah, here we go.